harassed by Advocate there, actually chopping out a lot of probes from that expansion, and that means that his island expansion is going to be up quicker than Dreiven's, and as a safety measure, he's just putting up some turrets, and a very good idea. That will definitely help him to fend off this harass, and if he can keep that island expansion up while keeping Dreiven's island expansion going down, then that's definitely going to give Advocate an advantage in the long run. I was saying earlier that Dreiven had an economic lead. Well, I've got to say it's pretty much even at this point. Possibly with Advocate even actually taking advantage. He's definitely pumping up the units now. Getting some Goliaths. Always a great idea to have at least 1 or 2 Goliaths with your main force, in my opinion, because when Protoss players are using shuttles, the Goliaths are more than enough to scare them away. Plus, you can never always count on the fact that you're going to scout the Arbiters in time, so if Arbiters show up, or even Carriers, you've got a head start if you've got a couple out, and you can just show your opponent that you're ready, and just make him a little bit more cautious, and that's always a good thing sometimes. Always a good thing sometimes. What an oxymoron. Alright, so this shuttle actually looking for a place to land, and it has spotted a place to land, putting the Reaver down, and Scarab going out. Oh my god, it actually, another massive hit. I thought that Scarab was going to burst, but 2 excellent shots there by Dreiven, and the shuttle's taken out with the Reaver along, so decent trade, but Dreiven actually got a whole lot of kills there, so it's revenge for the amount of damage that Advocate took out on his own expansion. Luckily, Advocate still has a lot of SCVs there to remain mining, but I think that attack was probably worth it by Dreiven. He must have killed about at least 6 SCVs by my count, maybe even 8 to 10. But yeah, a good amount of damage done. Dreiven just moving his main force in just to perhaps organise a bit of a contain, just prevent the Terran from moving out too quickly, and possibly popping off a couple of kills as he does so. Just in terms of supply, Advocate is not being left behind here. Advocate is just right up there with Dreiven on this one. Dropship now picking up a few vultures and a tank. Looks like we've already got 1 tank landed at the island expansion, so that island expansion looks like it's definitely very safe. Very bizarre, Advocate is actually building a command center right next to Dreiven's main force, so as soon as Dreiven spots that out, he's going to kill it and it's going to be cancelled. I don't know what he's thinking there, maybe this is, yeah, what the fuck? SCV just, and then smash. Dragoons find him and that's it. So Advocate pushing out now, so this is starting to get serious. We've got Advocate's tanks moving out and sieging up, so he's actually going to try and take control of this game, moving out, and he definitely has the unit count to do so. Moving out now and sieging up. Got Goliaths at the ready for that shuttle, just preventing that shuttle from doing anything. And this will allow Advocate to start with some more bases in these inner expansions. Meanwhile, Dreiven going for his 4th base at his secondary natural, I'm going to call it. Sometimes I call it the innermost natural expansion because I imagine this wrap as being 2 concentric circles with 4 expansions in the middle and 4 mains around the sides. This SCV coming back now to expand where it previously was intending to, and it can do so much more safely now that the tanks and vultures are nearby. I've got a dropship harass coming in by Advocate at this expansion over here for Dreiven, but it's not going to achieve too much in my opinion. Yeah, the shuttle's gone down, the tank's gone down, mine goes off, a little bit of damage, but just not nearly enough. Didn't really recuperate his expenditure there. Unless he was trying to distract for something else, I'm not sure. But it certainly seems like that was a bit of a failure, to be honest. Alright, so Dreiven pulling in now, trying to take up the other ramp. Meanwhile, the opposite ramp is guarded by tanks. Ouch. Mine goes off. Yeah, there's another kill there. So just quite difficult for those Dragoons to get up the ramp. Advocate's force is coming in now to actually just pull in a bit of defense. SCV still going. Dreiven might decide to pick off the SCV. I'm not sure. No, he's out of there. So Advocate successfully defending this expansion. He will get it up, and that will mean both players will be on 4 bases. And as everybody knows in these sorts of matchups, when both the Terran player and the Protoss player are on 4 bases, then the Terran player tends to be in the lead. I'm going to take a swig of my coffee here. It's early morning. That's the stuff. Coffee stim pack. That's what I need. Alright, so Arbiter's being produced by Dreiven, so we are now heading into the late game. Stasis field being researched, and that is going to be tough for Advocate to deal with, always is. Unless he gets out some science vessels with some good EMPs, then it's going to be a little bit of trouble once Advocate's supply count really rockets up and he gets to maximum supply. The tanks and the vultures will be bunched up, and a lot of good stasis hits will even the battle up significantly. A huge minefield laid down in the middle of the map, so Dreiven is definitely unable to push through. What we may see is Advocate actually pushing through the map. Oh my god, Dreiven actually attacking anyway, right through the minefield. Oh, beautiful storms going off. Dreiven attacking down. Oh my god, a whole cloud of storms, like a wave, a blanket of storms going through. And this is amazing stuff by Dreiven. He's forced back, but oh my god, I cannot believe that. Dreiven's unit count was actually way less than Advocate's, and Advocate had a massive line of mines there. That's in a position that no Protoss player should have been able to assault, but Dreiven actually went in there anyway and inflicted a huge amount of damage. Wow, he didn't quite succeed, but that was really impressive regardless. Dreiven's actually expanding at the 12 o'clock. The Vulture scouted that out and killed the probe. But wow, if we see any more attacks like that with Dreiven on a higher supply count, then he's probably going to roll over Advocate. That was some amazing stuff. Good storms. Excellent storms. So yeah, Dreiven is probably a little bit shocked about that. Possibly, if I were Dreiven, I'd be... if I were Advocate... Talking about Advocate here being set back by that. Ouch, that mine actually took out some Goliaths. That's not too good. Got some tanks pushing forward now, maybe looking to seal a bit of a lock. Yeah, if these tanks actually push across and secure the middle of the map, they will be able to shell this base at the 9 o'clock, inner 9 o'clock, just the right of Dreiven's main. I saw a science facility there for Advocate, but no science vessels yet. So perhaps you'll pull some out later. A lot of the tanks are coming right across. So this is good play by Advocate. This is just what he needs to do, And I'm just checking out how many scanners he's got. Unfortunately, he's only got 2, but he's got 4 bases up. He needs to put comsats on the other two command centers. 5th base going down for Advocate, so this is decent play. But his Dreiven's forces are coming across to the right of the map where Advocates are not. So Dreiven may be sacrificing his expansion at the 9 o'clock inner expansion to the right of the main, and meanwhile taking out this expansion here by Advocate. But Advocate looks like in a very strong position. He's actually taken the control of the middle of the map. Therefore, he will be able to dominate later on and just secure himself an equal amount of expansion. So keep evening it up and doing some damage later. Those vultures saving his expansion over there. These dragoons trying to come in to save his expansion now, but that's not going to work. The tanks are in too good a position. They're going to be very, very, very difficult to assault, and that nexus is going to be shelled down. So let's see how Dreiven decides to respond to this. Yeah, Dreiven, I think, doing what he does need to do, and that is shifting to the bottom side of the map, taking the 6 o'clock expansion area. There's a big group of 3 expansions waiting to be taken. Locations, that is, and if Dreiven gets those up, he'll definitely be able to stay in the game. And the fact that Advocate's got such good middle of the map control will be offset by the fact that Dreiven has got Arbiters being produced now, and Advocate's not doing much about them. So we could be seeing anything from stasis field to recall to just plain attacking with the invisibility fields going off. Oh my god, recall! Yeah, in fact, we have seen a recall right now. That's a very small recall, but a recall nonetheless, and it's smack bang in the middle of Advocate's main. A group of dragoons and zealots now are just trashing the place, and Advocate's forces are nowhere to be seen. So I really want him to take out that comsat station, because if he takes that out, then Advocate will be left with only a single comsat station, and it's going to be difficult for him to keep up with the constant scans needed to get rid of